Hello? Hello? I'm definitely prepared. I need to get some stuff ready. Welcome to my bedroom, by the way. Yo, what up, Jisoo? I need to grab everything and bring it into arm's reach so I'm not constantly getting up. So give me a second. I have to make a mess. I have everything on shelves, but now I have to throw everything on the floor. And the reason why I didn't do it earlier is because I was napping. Yeah. Yeah, getting all my merchies. Should just take a few. Anyways, yeah, give me a second. We're gonna be just yapping. We're gonna be yapping today, and I'm gonna open Clip Studio if I need to. I can move the mic. Oh, yeah. As I'm talking, I'm gonna maybe illustrate some things out if need to be for the story. Low key, a lot of merch. Hmm. Also, hope it's not too dark in my room. I'll be turning on the camera in a second. Might have to mess around with the lighting because as we're speaking, the sun's setting. Okay. I think I have everything set. Nice hockey, bro. Thank you, yogurt. Thank you. What up, dude? Welcome to my bedroom. We'll soon be out of it, and we'll be in my Room. Room? Not bedroom. Okay. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Let me go through my checklist because I don't want to like get up. It's a nice bedroom. Thanks. There's a lot less. There are uh things on the walls, on the other walls, but this shot of it, it looks pretty neat. It's definitely always that neat. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me turn the light. Oh my god, they can room reveal. Yes, yes, Kirk. Yes. Very neat bedroom. Yep. Okay. I think here's what's gonna happen today. All right. Today I'm gonna be yapping and showing off all my merch. Like, yeah, look, this is what I got. This is what I did. And we're just gonna have some pictures, and that's gonna be it. But we're gonna do it with cam on. You know, okay. I thought let's have, you know, a cam plus a hand cam. But I think that'd be too hard to set up because for regular cam, I need a light in front of me. For hand cam, I need a light above me. And I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I didn't want a billion lights open. So instead, I'm just going to show y'all. I'm just going to wave it at the camera and hopefully the camera like focuses. Yahoo! Yeah. But y'all gotta help me out because I fear that the room might be too dark. Okay. I don't know why I'm nervous. I mean, y'all see me before, so it's been a while though. Okay, I'm gonna turn on cam very soon. Let me just double check some stuff. Definitely not stalling. And then we're also gonna have Clip Studio Paint open. We're gonna switch from here and there. Meat. Hey, Meat. Fancy seeing you here. For reasons unrelated, now I'm nervous because there's something rather weird behind me, but okay. We'll we'll get there when we get there. Okay. Um okay. I'm gonna make sure everything's extracted because I did have all the pictures out. I'd extract it from my phone onto my desktop. Okay, I think I have all the pictures ready. So they will be ready at the hand, hopefully. Okay. Let me turn cam on. And then it should switch like instantly. Okay? Okay. Here we go. And oh, wrong one. She's right behind me, isn't she? Okay. This is gonna take some getting used to, but I think it looks fine. I think lighting is fine. It's a bit dark. Y'all let me know. I might have to turn on the light. Wait, now I need chat open. Nice piercing, thanks. Oh, you know, so These are bigger hoops. I never had bigger hoops as big as these. I got them at Don Quixote in Japan. What's that behind? Dude, you know what's funny is this hasn't moved since I got it. But it's kind of cool how everything kind of lines up. Whoa, what's happening over there? It's kind of cool how because I usually have all my plushies and stuff behind. Let me move chat for a second so you can see. This is all here. Actually, the only thing I had to change was I had 2 more photos or frames here, but they had a glare. Why are they kissing? I'm not them. I don't know. This looks so funny in the background. Ooh, okay. Welcome in. Oh my god, this is a guy who smashed me? Incorrect. Do not listen to him. Okay. As I said before, we will be yapping. And how the stream is gonna work is it's gonna be me just yapping, telling what I did in chronological order. And then as, you know, stuff comes up, I'll show like, oh, this is what I got in this city. And then probably if I need to, I feel like I only have like a handful of stories on the top of my head. Then I'll need to like switch to this cam to illustrate it. Ooh, cool. Switching. Okay. I remember those long nights. Ooh, woo. Crazy nights. Okay. All right. So first off, pen. Just so no one's confused, because if you like hop in later, dropped. If you hop in later, or you know you're here now and then you had to go or something, the timeline of which my trip happened was I went to Tokyo first, and then Hiroshima, and then Kyoto, Osaka. Okay, that's the timeline we're going with. And I was there for 2 weeks with 4 friends, so a total of 5 people, which, by the way, is a lot of people to be traveling in Japan, in my opinion. Okay, thinking you're left-handed. No, I switched. Cam is switched. Thank you for noticing. Because every time I looked at it, it was like mirrored to me. So Cam is switched. I am very much right-handed. That's the same timeline you had? Yeah, I only did that timeline. My friends and I only did that timeline because the first time we went to Japan was back in 2023, and we went on a tour guide, and that was what we did. And this time we just did it with us. So, I can assure you, Kirkland, he is great with both hands. Nodding emoji. You know it, dude. Okay, anyways, let's go through with pictures, right? So we landed in Tokyo. I don't need to talk about the flight. The flight was chill. And can I just drag photos? I'm telling you right now, the thing that I loved most about Japan in general, first and second time, is the fact that I could just walk everywhere. I admittedly do not, well, now I have after I've come back, but I don't really walk very much. But, you know, whenever you're in Tokyo, in Tokyo at least, had the most walking, walked like 20K steps a day. And we were in Tokyo for like 3-4 days. There's a lot of steps. After that, maybe average like 10K, you know. Can I just drag camera? Ooh, yeah. It's huge though. I'm gonna be real, not a lot. Maybe you just switch to this. Sorry, scuff, scuff. Steppies all day, every day. Hell yeah. Okay, so I don't have many photos of Tokyo. I will be real, because Tokyo was just a lot of shopping. I did majority of my shopping in Tokyo because the two things that I came into Japan for, not just the only two things, but the two things that I wanted to buy the most were Suisei merch, obviously, and Sono Bistal merch. So My Dress Up Darling. So those are the two things I wanted to just get everything of. And obviously, whenever you're in Tokyo, Akihabara, Weeb Central, I got a lot of stuff from there. And to be honest, in Tokyo, there was, I mean, the main thing in Tokyo besides shopping that I needed to, that my friends and I wanted to do, or at least that I wanted to do, was attempt to go to Ikebukuro, which we did not go to last time. Ikebukuro is about, this isn't Ikebukuro, by the way. I'm just throwing photos that I took at like my hotel around. Ikebukuro is about a 40-minute train ride from our hotel, and we went there because that's where the Suisei exhibit was. So, but okay, that's not, I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. Oops, move the whole cam. Did you find the legendary Taiwanese ladyboys? Unfortunately, no. Did not spot any ladyboys, but there were a hella Chinese tourists in Japan at the time that I went. Everyone's know Ikebukuro is the real weed place. Dude, I actually like the vibe of Ikebukuro more than I did like Akihabara. Because whenever you go out of, I forget if it's just called Ikebukuro Station or whatever, but the one that's connected to the Parco building, which is like a mall, you just go straight and then you have like mini Weeb Central. It's very nice. It's very nice. But I'm getting ahead of myself because Ikebukuro will probably yap a lot. Now, one thing that I can talk about, because I didn't take much photos of shopping, just the merch, which we'll see in a second. Dude, I made sure that like I ate a lot of food this time, because back in 2023, I was just getting by, you know, like food was still good, but man, I was like, I'm gonna look up like ramen spots, sushi spots, and then like just walk through them. They were always like mom and pop shops. And this was the first thing my friends and I had, because we landed on Saturday and we got to the hotel at by like 4 p.m. So can't really do anything. Not much anyways, because everything closes at like 8, unless you're like a bar or an arcade or whatever. But this ramen was probably the best bowl of ramen I've ever had. And I had ramen a lot more afterwards, but this I think was my favorite. It was just, those are like pork strips, and it was so yummy. And there wasn't only just 4 pieces of meat, there was like 4 more pieces of meat under it, which is so crazy. It was so yummy. It was so yummy. And another thing that I'll probably talk a lot about is the price of everything. I'm pretty sure this bowl of ramen was 1,200 yen, which is $8.30 at the moment. At the moment, could have gone drinking with the salaryman. Yeah, could have, but I'm not a drinker. I'm not a drinker. There were some nights where we drank, my friends and I. We'll get there when we get there. But holy hell, did that like one drinking night hit like a truck for me, because I just don't drink. This broth looks like it has so much flavor. It has so much flavor, dude. There's not a single ramen spot around my area that can even compete. Price check to make us cry? Yeah, to make me cry too. Because here in Texas, I can go to a mid ramen spot, pay like $17 a bowl, And this shit is not good. This shit, but it's fine. It's fine. Goddamn, looks like banging. Hell yeah, it was. You drink? Yeah. I will get to why we drank. But that first night we just went to that ramen spot and then we went to Gigo, which is like the chain like arcade spots. And while okay, this is when I can start pulling out merch. While in all the claw game machines, like Gigo, Round One, those crane game machines in Japan are built crazy different. They're hella cheap to play, but they're so difficult, you know? There's in round one in the US, you have to pay points to play, right? And how the point system works, obviously, is the more you spend at a time, the more bang for your buck it is. So they want you to drop like $110 every time you go to round one because then everything is cheaper, right? Keep bothering the attendant until they just give it to you. Yeah. So funny story. So before we get into that, there's no point system for anything in the round ones or the gigos. It's just yen. Like you straight up just use coins, and it's 100 to 200 yen per play. I never saw it go above 200 yen. And I wish I took a picture of it, but in America, or at least the round ones near me, it's very simple to maneuver the boxes, right? Or maybe I can illustrate this. To maneuver the boxes, you just have to turn and then flip. So if this is a bird's eye view, right? Bird's eye view. You have the bars, and then you have the box. That's like that. So your goal is to just maneuver it this way and then drop it in the front, usually, right? In my round ones. And then these machines, though, man, most of them were like this. Most of them were, there's only like 2 bars. And then they have the box. It's like narrow here. And then you have to move it all the way to the left. But it like perfectly fits through the gap. And it low key sounds simple, but my God, I could not for the life of me. I tried so hard, right? And it took me 3,000 yen to try to get this figure that I'm about to show you. And it was over a course of multiple visits to random claw game machines, right? And like Yogurt and Jisoo just said, yeah, in Japan, you just go, you walk up to a tent, you're like, sumimasen, because, you sometimes put the box in a way that you can't physically get it. So then they help you, right? And especially if they're there, like watching you, if they're on the floor watching you, they will help you. Because let me show if I can find the exact figure. My friend was trying to win I believe her name is Kikuri figure from Bochi the Rock, right? Let me show you the figure that they got. Aha, it's this figure. The alcoholic wife, yes, exactly. Let me show you the box of this figure, right? It's a very long and rectangular. So Whoops, probably just saw that screen switch. This one. Okay. So this one was it wasn't actually the easier machine that I showed earlier. Okay, that I erased. But they pretty much made it. My friend got it into like the back of the machine where they couldn't get it. And then whenever we send, the worker came over and they have the box, right? Let's say this is the box. As they're resetting it, they're like straight up showing the motion of which we need to do to win. And after they like spend 30 seconds like doing this on the box, they like close it, they look at us, and they're like, and we're like, hi. And then we win it in one try, or my friend wins it in one try. Now the same thing happens for a cubicle box, right? And the Marin figure I was talking about earlier that is like this. I could not understand how to win this. This depiction makes it look way more simple, but I had to like spider walk the fucking box. So I felt so bad. Subiba said the dude came over and he took his time to like, it felt like he perfectly balanced the box. Like maybe hello, where's the layer with this box? Oh, I see why. He maybe perfectly balanced the box still over here, but it's like more tilted, right? And he again looked at us. He's like, I was like, hi. And I try to win it. I grab it, and it like moves it this way, back exactly where I had it before. And I felt so bad. And then I tried like one or two more times, and every time I picked it up, it just didn't move. So then we left. We left right after that because I felt ashamed. And I spent like 3,000 yen. Which, to put in perspective, what is 3,000 yen? Almost 21 bucks? Girl failure? Yeah. Luckily, the dude wasn't like standing behind us and just watching us like they did with my friend. I felt so I couldn't win. Long story short, that was like the last time that I tried to win something from the claw game machine. That wasn't the first night. Like this was like maybe third, fourth night. And but I'm gonna show you the figure that. Long story short, I started playing crane games. I just watched my friend play crane games, and then I ended up buying every figure that I wanted because it was cheaper than me attempting to win them. Okay, so you just joined. I'm about to show off the figures. I'm about to yap more. I'm just telling the story of how I did not win the Marin figure. Oh no, he's cute looking. No, you, Ipor. Okay, so this is a figure. Get up, because I did have to. I did like make all my bookshelves look pretty, but now I have to dismantle all of them. So this, hopefully. This is Mark Kitagawa from Sono Bistal. Oh, it's a bit blown out because of the light, but that's all right. This is the figure. It was like in a big box, and I got it for like 3,000 yen. Yeah, I got it for the same amount that I paid, that I threw into the machine. But it's a very pretty figure because it sits on this little cushion. Cute. And I love it because it's her in her Shizuku outfit, right? If you know the manga or the show, the first cosplay she does. but she has her regular makeup and hair on. Because there's a figure like this that is her in the full cosplay, but I really liked this one. Yeah, the detail is crazy. I love Marin, by the way. And then it even has a little thing you see next to her, which is like the sketches that Gojo did for her. Now, this was the second Marin figure that I saw, and at first I was surprised that there were Marin figures in the Gigos and round ones, but then I remembered, oh, season 2 is about to air next month, so that makes sense. So this is the first Marin figure I saw night 1 that I probably threw like 2,000, almost 3,000 yen at as well. And it was the same exact machine that I just explained that I just could not understand. I still don't get it. But when you're in Akihabara and you just go to random figure stores, you're going to find the figures that are in the crane game machines. And maybe if you're cracked, you can get them for cheaper than you can find them in store. But if you're me, you can't. You're not him if you're me. This is the only one I have of regular Marin, or like Marin not in cosplay, right? Very pretty. Maybe I can like turn the light lower whenever I'm showing stuff off. Yeah, that's better. It's not blown out. Oh, Wooga. Yeah, her dogs are out. Ooh, nice. Sorry. They also come with shoes that you put next to her. And I didn't get any Marin figures with her in her uniform because they all look not crazy good to me. So, yeah. While we're at it, I'm just gonna show the rest of the Marin figures that I got. Bark, bark, them dogs speaking. Yeah, you get me. Man, you love Gyars? Yeah, me too, dude. I love Gyars. Okay, this one is her, obviously in her succubus outfit. I had to get one in her succubus outfit. Wow, cheeks. Yeah, this one's great. I'm not sure if it's my favorite outfit, but it's up there. It's up there. Another thing is the airline I went on, which was Cathay, which I believe is a Chinese airline. They only allowed one checked bag for international, right? So I did end up min-maxing all the weight, but the figure boxes were way too big. So I had to get like, I didn't take a picture of it, but I had to get a bunch. I pretty much like had to open like 4 figures and then wrap it in like the bubble wrap that came with the figure, and then put it in plastic, put it in like the cardboard shield that they give you in each box, and then wrap it in a t-shirt to conserve space. And luckily none of them got damaged. So W. Imagine TSA seeing 4 cheeked at Marins, bro. TSA almost saw a lot worse. My life almost flashed before my eyes, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So, I actually don't think these are canon outfits. I could be wrong. I'm not very far in the manga. Okay? But I saw these before and I knew I had to get them, and luckily I found both of them. Oh, I guess I show one at a time. This is Marin. It's like a little demon girl action. Quite skimpy. Very cute. God damn. Yeah. There's more in the demon outfit. Yeah. That's as good as it's gonna get it. And then we have Juju in a matching outfit. The other girl from the show. Who I also think is very cute. And then Juju. Love the heels. Hell yeah. Juju in oh fuck. I forgot what this outfit was called. Black Lily? Black Lily. I remember. Excuse me. By the way, the tech for getting figures, bro. Sorry I didn't react to that. I was barking. You know, fair. Fair. The tech about these figures is you just have to like go to every figure shop that you stumble across and like take a mental note on how expensive each figure is, and then buy it at the cheapest spot. Because the first one I showed you with Marin in like the partial Shizuku outfit, the first time I saw it was maybe like 5,000 yen, 5,500 yen, and then I ended up buying it for like 3,000 yen, right? So like a 2,000, 2,500 yen difference, and then I ended up finding it for even cheaper. But you know, it is what it is. I don't know how, but this one was 1,000 yen, which I'm like, how does that make any sense? It's so dirt cheap, bro. Now that's all the Marin figures that I got. I also got one more thing of you'll see, of Sono Bistal. I bought every volume of Sono Bistal in Japanese. Look how pretty they all look lined up. And the thing is that they were like 700 yen each, bro. That's like not even $5. Oh, yeah, very true. I bought it for Pokemon. I bought it for 2,500, but the first time I saw it was like 5,000 plus. Yeah, dude. Can you read them? I cannot read kanji. I cannot read kanji, okay? It's for the collectors. There's like 14 for the English ones. Yeah, there's 14 volumes out. In English, they're not all out yet because it recently finished. But all of... Dude, look. So... I changed a light. So freaking cute, bro. The covers are so cute. Look, this is her Shizuka outfit. Dude, I think I might like Shizuka outfit the most just because it's so cute. It's so cute. And I absolutely love how much Marin just loves his character in the manga. Not really spoilers, but I'm at the part in the manga where she's like celebrating Shizuka's birthday. It's so cute. It's so funny. Oh yeah, this is, you like the third cover? Yes, Black Lobelia. Dude, this has to be everyone's favorite because it is the one figure I could not find. There is a Black Lobelia figure that goes with the Black Lily Juju figure because in the show they, you know, do a collab cosplay. It appeals to the maiden new boss? Yeah, probably. But let me show y'all what the figure I could not get. Marin Kitagawa, Black Lobelia. I could not find it. And I went to so many stores, bro. So many stores. Oh, they're so cute. It's so cute. I need it. They're taking everything from you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They even baited me because in one of the Gigos there was an ad for it, like a poster, and then it was in like they had like a glass case that showcased all the figures that you could win, and she wasn't even in there. Like she wasn't even winnable. Everyone might have already won her. So rip me. Whoops, I forgot I can't copy paste. I actually have to save. Boop. This one. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. See, it's supposed to be a matching set. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. But alas, I don't have it. Maybe another time. Anyways, yeah. Oh, there's something I need to open with y'all. Shout out to my friend who saw this because so whenever we were in Ikebukuro, right, our second day of Japan, we were in Ikebukuro to. It's a long story. We'll get to that in a second, but that was the day we originally planned to go to the Suisse exhibit, and we went to the Animate, I believe that same day, and the Animate is a store that's like it's just Animate's the goat, bro. Because I found a lot of Suisse merch at Animate. And Animate's usually like multi-storied. They have manga, they have music stuff, they have merch stuff. They just have everything like weeb related. Let me get a picture of this. Because I don't think I could have found any other Suisse merch if I didn't go to Animate. Animate. I don't think this is the exact. I'm not sure if this is the exact button, but in Ikebukuro, we went to a really big Animate. This is actually where I bought the Marin manga as well, or Sonobista manga. Things what you come true in store for him. Yes, dude. Just seeing like Suisse merch out in the wild is so bizarre to me, but it makes sense. She's quite popular nowadays, so a lot of merch, which is good for me. So, shout out to my friend who was helping me go through all of the Sonobista manga because season 2, they're celebrating season 2 getting its announcement. In front of Anime, like in front of the cashiers, they had all of the volumes set up, and for the Christmas cover book, this one, which is what, volume 12, they had this attached to it, which is like a limited edition thing. I don't know what it is. I think it's acrylic stands. That would make the most sense to me. But we're going to open that real quick while I put all these manga away real quick. Okay. I'm going to open this. Okay. Here it is. Down. God damn it. Dude. Don't have a razor on me. Yippee! It is an acrylic stand. Cute. of like Marin and little looks like a sort of pajama bunny girl thing. The Bistol is falling in love. Cute. Did you buy any hentai? Of course I did. Not a lot. There's stuff that I bought definitely that I can't show on stream, but maybe I'll tell y'all about it. Hentai being one of them. So your hesitation? Of course I did. Of course. What am I gonna do? Lie? Lie to y'all? Never. Okay, and that concludes all of the Marin merch. Oh, there's another place you can show us? Is there? About Twitter? Okay, but the stuff I'm talking about, it's embarrassing to show. I'm not gonna lie. It's even for me, it's kind of embarrassing. Okay, what do I do now? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Because here's what, you know how I told you we're going to go. Oh, we're gonna go Tokyo, Hiroshima, Kyoto, Osaka, right? What we're going to do is most of the stories I have too are like in Tokyo. So, and then whenever I talk about the Suisei portion, I'm just gonna show all the Suisei merch, if that makes sense. Even though I got Suisei merch from like everywhere, it's just easier to me be like, here's all my Suisei merch, right? And then me talking about Hiroshima, Kyoto, Osaka is gonna be much more chill. So this is gonna be the biggest chunk of the story time. If you do not know, I went to Japan on the 16th of May. And about a week or two before I went, Suisei revealed that she was doing an exhibit at Parco, which is the main mall that you like come out of from Ikebukuro Station, right? Let me pull that up real quick. And I super duper lucked out because this exhibit, I believe, had its last showing today in Japan time, like the 9th of June. And it started the weekend that I got to Japan. And it only shows on weekends. Well, it shows on every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, right? So it showed for 3 weeks. And the first week I was in Tokyo, it started showing. This one. Okay. Oh, I'm even showing the screen. This one. The most blessed trip to Japan. Yes. Yes. So, this is what I wanted to go to. I had no idea what it was. The only thing I did know is that they said that it was going to be like her kind of journey to becoming where she is right now. Because she's been a VTuber for what? 7 years? And she's come a long way. So, my friends and I roll up at 11 a.m., which is when Parco opens. Let me show you the Parco building. I think they do have a good photo of the Parco building on here. Give me a quick second. Hello. Parco Factory. I will continue our story as soon as I get this hoe open. Good job hiding the Twitter before you get TOS out of the cheeks. Hey, my Twitter on main is not as bad as it used to be. I promise. I promise. I think. Okay, this is a Parko factory, right? So under this is like, or through this is the train station. So it opens at 11 and we get there on Sunday, right? So it opens at 11. We go to the 7th story where Parko factory is, and it's very cool. It's very cool because it looks like this whenever you walk in. It's a very just like in the corner of the 7th floor. Here's like the little section that it was at, you know, Parko Factory, and then it has Suisse Archives on it. It's so cool. I have, God damn it, I have photos on my phone. On my phone, I have the photos. Give me a second before I continue this story. I'm so sorry. Just let me get time to throw these photos. While I do it, I'll get photos while I'm yapping, but it gets a little. I walk up there and there's like a line, right? There's a line, and then there's like this woman that's like wrangling everybody, and I'm like, I walk up there and I'm like, sumimasen, ticket, and she's like, oh, sold out, right? And I was like, no fucking way. So she tells me it's sold out, and I'm like, no way, right? Because I remember looking up at the time, I read online that, you know, they said that they were just going to sell tickets and then you can get them at the door as well. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get them at the door, right? There's no big deal about it. After she said that, I didn't know what to, you know, ask her or translate and then like attempt to ask her. So I opened the actual official post and like went through the website and everything. And it turns out that there's time slots. So starting from opening, which is 11, all the way I think to 7 or 6 every day, every 30 minutes there is a showing for this exhibit that you presumably just walk through, right? And you can get, I saw that you can get that they had all the bookings, and I scrolled through. Surely enough, that whole day it said sold out. Luckily, remember this is on Sunday, they show on Monday as well. Excuse me. Where is the photos? Give me a second. I use my brain real quick. Trying to find where the specifically the Suisse photos are. Share. God damn it. Move. I'm about to show you from my phone, bro. So, they tell me that it's sold out. Like, surely enough, all of Sunday sold out, and then the first half of Monday is also sold out. And the soonest I could get was 4:30, I believe. And I was like, okay, it's fine. I can just book it for 4:30. It's whatever. So I go through the site and I attempt to get tickets, and it's 2 tickets per person, so that it's fine. And then as I try to get the tickets, it tells me that I need to make an account. And I'm like, this is fine. I can make an account. I go through all the steps to make an account, to sign up in order to get my ticket, and I freeze whenever it starts asking me about my address, right? And I was like, oh no. So then my friend comes up with a good idea, like, oh, just use the hotel's address, right? So I do the hotel, I plug in the hotel address, and the very last question is it's asking me for my phone number. And mind you, my friends and I have eSIMs. However, the eSIMs we have do not actually have phone numbers. So the digit, I think there's like 11 digits or something that need to punch in, and the eSIM is like 15 digits or something. So I use like the last 15 digits and it takes it. And I was like, okay, cool. Because I just need an account, right? Right? No. The next part asked me for a phone number verification. And whenever that pops up, I obviously can't get a calls or text. So then my friend's like, okay, go back and plug in my American phone number because he has international call and text. We try to do that. We go through the whole process. It's quite tedious because whenever we get to the hotel, we have to plug in all the hotel information again. And then it's asking like for your name and like the characters and whatnot. So we do that again. And then we plug in the American phone number. It takes it. And then we get to the next screen again. And then he just doesn't get a call or text. So then now we're like, uh-oh. So I walk up to the lady that told me that the tickets were sold out, and I use DeepL and I translate like, I'm trying to, I'm not a resident and I can't create an account to buy the ticket. And then she looks at me, she's like, you do not have to be a resident, right? Like, no, you don't have to be a resident. And I could tell that she did not want to talk to me. Which is fine, which is fair, she was like pretty much trying to wrangle everyone, get in line, because later I find out that how it works is whenever you do get your ticket, you have a number slot, and then they have specific tiles on the floor where you had to be like, if you're ticket number 1, you have to be in line for number 1, right? So I was like, okay, yeah, she doesn't want to talk to a dirty gaijin like me who's dressed up in Suisse merch from head to toe. It makes sense, it's valid, right? So, I read the fine print on the exhibit website, and it tells me that if tickets are not sold out for the following day before midnight, then they will sell them at the door, right? So now I'm banking that from 4:30 all the way to 6, because it closes early on Mondays, or yeah, I think 6, that all the time slots are open, right? And then my last ditch effort was I went to the Big Camera, which is like an electronics store. All I know is that the first story of it has like eSIMs, and it's right in front of the Parco. I was like, oh, perfect. So I walk up and I ask if I can get an eSIM with the phone number, and then there's a guy that spoke English, and he was like, oh, you have to be a Japanese resident in order to have an eSIM that can call or text. And that's whenever I was just like, well, okay, it's fucked, right? It is what it is. So for the rest of the day, that's whenever we went to Animate. That's where I bought the Marin manga, Sono Bistal manga, along with other Suisse merch. And I was just constantly just like refreshing, being like, surely it doesn't get sold out. Surely, like, at the time it was like maybe 3 p.m. I was like, surely within the next like 11 hours, these like next 4 or 5 time slots do not get filled up. And I have no idea how many people are allowed in each time slot either. Yeah, they're pretty strict on handing phone numbers out. Yeah, I was very sad. But I was just sweating the whole time. And that was that whole day. We went to Ikebukuro, we went to Akihabara. I went shopping, and I'll show you the merch I got in a second. But while I'm in bed, it's like midnight. I scrolled all the way down on the website, and it tells me, now I didn't get a chance to try it because, at midnight, you can't buy advanced tickets anymore. But it also gave me the option. It was like, oh, by the way, you can get the tickets at a 7-Eleven. So someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's like normal-ish or maybe very normal to just get tickets for things at the 7-Eleven. And I feel like if I did that, I would have went through, like didn't have to create an account. Maybe not. But it was like past midnight. I was in bed. I think it might have been too late anyways. But that could have caused me less headache. Yeah, usually through lottery. Yeah, well, maybe I could have bought it. Maybe it was through lottery, but it is what it is. Next day, I tell my friends, like, because we already planned stuff for Tokyo out because, we wanted we wanted to do things in Tokyo. Every other city was just like chill. In Tokyo, then I think the morning we were supposed to go to like Akihabara again because that's whenever our other friend flew in because he had to fly in late. And it was his first time going to Japan. So I was like, you guys can just go to wherever you need to, and I'll go to Ikebukuro by myself again, right? But they were like, no, we want to go with you to the exhibit. So they were real chill about it. So I'm grateful for that. So we roll up to Ikebukuro, and I can't check if all the tickets are somehow miraculously sold out because it tells you like you can't get it anymore on the website. So I roll up, and I told you I uninstalled Twitter for this trip. I had to reinstall it because I know that Japan loves to just update everything through their Twitter. So I turned off notifications for everyone. I started following Parco Factory, and I waited in line or in front of Parco to get through to, I didn't know how this was going to work. First come, first serve, probably in my head. That's what's going to happen. So I wait in front of Parco. It's like 10:30, opens at 11, right? And I'm the only person waiting in line to get to Parco because remember, Parco is a whole mall. It's not just the Parco factory for Suisse. So there's other stuff in it. Like on the on the same floor, they had the Chikawa Cafe, which I did not go to, but it looked very cute. Now, I'm sitting in front of Parco, having my phone out, and I finally get a notification like 15 minutes before 11, and they have a bunch of, they're like, we have time slots open. And I was like, okay, it's chill. It's chill. Like, I don't have to sweat about anything. They have time slots open. I don't know how they're going to give away the time slots, but I'm like the only person in line at the moment. Like, people start lining up as well, but I'm like, okay, no one looks like I'm like a huge VTuber fan, right? So, but I'm still on edge until I actually get my ticket, right? Of course. So, by the way, before we get to the end of the story, see how this shows up on camera. Oh God, the light. That's fucking awful. Maybe just send these one by one whenever I need them. There was a lot of Suisse Parco stuff that was getting that was thrown out all around like Parco Factory, outside and inside. Sure, it was the same 2 or 3 photos, but I was like, oh my God, Suisse in the wild, Suisse in the wild. So I took a photo of like, she's on the elevator, she was on the pillars outside. It was very exciting for me to just see her out in the wild. So, quick pause in the story while I attempt. Okay, I think this will work. So I'm waiting in line, and I'm just gonna. I know where the elevators are. Whenever the doors open, I'm just gonna go. Right? No sweat, nothing crazy about it. Presumably it's first come first serve, and 11 hits. Hold up. Are all the pictures in here? They are. Let me download these real quick. They're zipping. Stalling. Because I don't want to interrupt the story even more. So I'm just gonna get all the photos ready so that I don't have to interrupt anymore. Unzipping a lot of photos. And here we are. Awesome. So for example, Sweetie on the walls. Dude, hello. Sweetie on the elevators. Special in you. You know, you just saw this one everywhere. Along with this one. Very cute. Very cute. You know? So anyways, 11 hits. And I'm like, I'm chill. There's a billion spots open. Because they showed the chart and it was a bunch of time slots open. And for whatever goddamn reason, the doors open and a bunch of people just start running to the elevator. And one of my friends is with me. The other two are like, they went to go do something else and they're going to be a little late. They just start running to the elevator. And I don't know what to do. I start running with them. So I get into the elevator and the elevator's like max capacity, right? And I could tell, okay, I couldn't tell, but there were people in the elevator who weren't even there for the Suisse thing, right? And again, I don't know how this is going to work. So I'm in the elevator with maybe like 14 other people, and mind you, it's on the 7th floor, right? Where I need to be. It's super quiet. And as the floors go up, it stops on the 6th floor. And I auditorily hear this guy in the elevator go, eh? And then the doors open. And then they all just start running out straight to the stairs, right? So what do? I start running after them. And as I'm running up the stairs, I go to the part of the stairs where the Chikawa Cafe is like in front of me, right? And there's like a worker in front, and I fucking trip on top of the stairs, and I'm just I have like my backpack and everything. I'm a fucking loser. I like trip in front of the worker. They don't give a fuck, but I'm like, I try to recover. And then I had to run across the 7th floor after I'm there to actually get to the corner where Parco Factory is. And then the people in front of me already got their ticket, right? And then I see that, you know, there's a part in front. There's a photo I have of that. I don't have a photo. Oh, I do. There's this part. This is the corner, right? This is the corner. You see here where the X's and O's are? That's like the chart that's like the time slots. And then the Suisse archives, this is like the flyers. I just see multiple people like getting the flyers and putting them in like hard cases, right? So I walk up and, you know, all is somehow well because pretty much the ticket, you get a ticket for the ticket. You can't choose your time slot. It goes in chronological order. So it's first come, first serve from 4:30 to 6. I got the 4:30 one. And then, or I think it was 4. I forget. It was like 3 or 4. I forget the time slots. But they had my spot in line, which was 5. My friend was 6. And then you just show up during that time. You get in line. You sit on your spot. You stand on your spot, and then they get you in, and then you exchange the ticket in order to buy the ticket, which was 1,500 yen, and then you go through the exhibit. So after all of that, I got to go to this Suisse exhibit, right? And the Suisse exhibit itself was very, very short, right? I will show you photos of it right now. They dropped official photos of it, but then there are also some other photos I want to show you. But thinking fighting for his life for his weeb spot, yeah, it was something. It was something for show. So this is what the exhibit was. So like I said, this is like the front of it, and then you walk through and a bunch of quotes that I can't fucking read. But I think they're just from like I'm not even gonna act like I know who these quotes are from, but presumably quotes that are praising Hoshimachi Suisei, right? And you kind of just snake through, and then before that, do they have photos of that? Before that, the first thing you see is this little exhibit sort of thing where there's like a physical Suisse standee, like a really big, like life-size standee sitting in like this train sort of area. There's a better photo that I found on Twitter. See. So then you have like physical seats, and then across is like her seats, and then you have all of her music videos playing. And then after that, then you saw the this. Can't understand, so we just consuming the aura? Yeah, pretty much. I was like, ooh, awesome, right? I wish I could read. Then you have this other part of the exhibit where it was quite cool. It was just, you know, speakers, headphones, RCTVs playing all of her music videos, right? Ooh. And you're supposed to walk through that pretty slowly, and then after that, they aired the Kiregoto music video before it aired on YouTube, right? But because we were there on Monday, we only got to see it like a day before. Which if you haven't seen, it's animated by Cloverworks, the goats. Cloverworks is the animation studio that's animated like Bocchi the Rock, My Dress Up Darling, I think some Fate stuff, Bunny Girl Senpai, and Spy Family. Those are the notable ones I can think of from the top of my head. It's just so awesome though, because my favorite animes are Bocchi the Rock, Sono Bistal. So crazy. They aired the music video, right? This is the music video. I'm not gonna play it, but it is a beautiful music video. And if I wasn't watching it with like, you know, 30 other dudes, I definitely would have sobbed. I later watched it and then I did sob, but it is a beautiful music video, beautifully animated. The song is fantastic. If I'm not mistaken, it is the first song that she has both written and composed. Like, she's written songs before, but this is her first time composing. So this is the first song that she has both written the lyrics for and composed herself. And it's very emotional. And then after that, you couldn't take pictures of this part. I don't see any pictures of it online, but then there's just this hallway that's in black, and you have like a silver Sharpie, and you can write a little message for her, which I did. And there was very few English messages, and I don't remember. I think I wrote down what I said. It was very short. I remember doodled a very crude Suisse. It was very terrible. Oh yeah, I wrote it down. I put Thank you for being such a big inspiration to me. Kiyomo Kawaii. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Insert very terrible cute drawing of Suisei. Not cute. It's very terrible drawing of Suisei. By the way, you ate shit on those stairs? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Oh, you're gonna go sleepy time, yogurt. Thank you for coming. Night night. Night night. Good night. And then after that, after you go through all the signings and you know the wall of like messages is merch. Of course. Awesome merch. Which I'm about to show off. Merch. I have pictures of that before I show it off though, of like the merch was cool because it was a combination of exclusive merch as well as reruns of some popular merch, which is perfect, right? Because I don't have every single piece of Suisei merch, and sometimes I skip out excuse me, I skip out on Suisei merch because I can't justify buying acrylic stands because shipping is always more. And now, thanks to import taxes, thanks to tariffs, now they're always more. So I, of course, hesitated. I had zero hesitation to buy small things like pins, keychains, acrylic stands. Where? I just had it open, all the photos. Here, boom. Here's a corner, Suisei Parko. And then it was like there's no picture of the actual, but there's like behind you is like all the merch. And then now I show off the merch. And then at the end, well, this picture I took myself. And then apparently there's a photo of, I think, the same thing, but like she signed it, I think. Don't know where that is. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Anyways, let's go through the merch. I'll try to grab the ones that were actually there. So, was that merch to buy or just display of her merch? So that the picture I just showed was the display of the merch, but then behind it was like the merch you could actually buy. Except for the standee, of course. Okay. So here is a clear file. Yeah, there's going to be glare on some of these. Here's a clear file. Of course, Japan loves their folders of her in her performing outfit from the music video. Very cute. Very cute. And then, of course, there's Gacha. But I ended up getting the pins that I wanted. So, like, W. I think there were 9 possible pins you can get. This is the one I wanted, right? I bought 2 of them. And this... I'll turn the lights down. This is the one that I wanted because the hair is flowing. It's just a badge. I don't even know what to do with these because I need to make like a eat the bag one of these days. But, yep. The other one, very cute. Very cute. She's so cute. Sorry, you're gonna hear that a lot. I'm just gonna like show merch, be like, very cute. Yes. Kawaii desu. Hi. Not the pin gacha? Yeah, the pin gacha. But you know, what else am I gonna do? I'm gonna play the pin gacha. It's so pretty, dude. Yes, her in Cloverwork style is so pretty, so pretty. I didn't take this one. Oh, I didn't get the other one. This is the flip over one, but I didn't take this one out of its wrapping. But this is like Suisei when she was younger from the music video, if you saw. And then this is her in the performing outfit again. Very cute photo cards. I also don't want to hang this up because I have like matching wall scrolls already. But here's a wall scroll, the smaller version, I mind you. There was a bigger version of the same clear file, that thing I showed you earlier. I just have this rolled up because I don't know where to put it, but surely I'll put it somewhere eventually. What else? Next, I think is, oh wait, of course, the acrylic stand of her in the same outfit that I was just showing y'all in. Very nice. What about the open spot on the wall behind you, boss? So there's actually two. There's usually two more posters, but I had to take them down because it shined. It reflected off the light. But there's one, the Suisse one, that's still showing. But yeah. Next is other merch that was there that I didn't have, right? So more badges. This is like the pixel art ones. There's also two shirts that I got as well. Badge of pixel art Suisse. Very pixel art Suisse. Like 16-bit Suisse, 32-bit, I don't know. Very cute. Again, I need to make it eat the bag so I can put these pins somewhere. And then, okay, so when you're in Japan, especially in Tokyo, I bought a Suica card, which is just the train card, right? You throw yen into it and then you swipe every time you go in and out of a station. And they gave you a sticker that perfectly fits on your Suica card. So a Suisse Suica card. Yeah. I put this in the back of my phone case and then just swiped it every time I went through, and looking at it gave me good vibes. So yeah, now I will forever have this. It's super cool. Okay, so the Kanahe stuff, which is the bunny that she's talked about like a lot of times, where she loves stuffed animals and her favorite is like the Kanahe bunny. She recently had, or recently, like over a year ago, maybe last year, she had a Kanahe collab, and I didn't get everything because I couldn't justify buying acrylic stands, but they had the Kanahe stuff there. So I pretty much got everything, I think, except for the purse, but I finished off the Kanahe collection by getting everything else, which I'm about to show you. Ooh, cute acrylic stand of her and the bunny. Whoop. Very cute. Kawaii. What else from that exhibit specifically? I think that might be it. Like the chunky and flat look to it. Yeah. Oh, actually, so I didn't get this from there, but this is one of the things I got whenever it did release. Is, ooh, look, there she is. Quite a big plushie. But yeah. I also got the kind of like sling purse pouch thing. Not sure when I'll ever use this. Maybe when I go to like round one, and all I need to bring is like my wallet and stuff. Maybe I have this slung over. But yeah, it's cute. Damn big plushie, hella big plushie. Quite soft too. Okay. I can't get over the two yellow ones kissing in the background. Make an eat the bag. I do need to make an eat the bag. I want to eat the bag that has like room for a little plushie. I've seen those ones. And I want that to be like my arcade bag. I think that'd be hella cute. Okay, I think no, one more. No. I did not get that from the Suisse. I think that's all the Suisse merch I got from that specific exhibit. Pretty sure. Okay. Self says, yeah. You know what's up. You know what's up. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the rest of the Suisse stuff that I got because we're already talking about Suisse merch. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, let's do that. So, we're just gonna go in no particular order, but this was actually something that they were selling at the exhibit, but they were sold out. Luckily, in Radio Kaiken, which I'll show you. If you're a weeb, you know anything about Akihabara, Radio Kaiken is quite popular. It's an 8-story building that has an Ami in it, which is a figure store. And then it has a K-Books, which is, from what I could tell, a store that has like a bunch of fan-made stuff. I'm not sure if like fans themselves give stuff to K-Books to sell, or if K-Books buys stuff from conventions to sell there. But at Ami, they had these, which I remember seeing a while ago whenever they dropped. Hololive just sometimes drops like random fits, like, oh, here's like these 5 girls in casual fits, and I love this one so much. I need to draw her this outfit. It's so cute. It suits her so much. Yeah, it's the baggy pants, the bucket hat. It's fire. But let me see if I can get a picture of Radio Kaiken up, because I did. Okay, I do have a Radio Kaiken story, but we'll get to that like probably after I talk about the Suisse merch. But last time I went to Japan, because everything closes at 8, I believe Radio Kaiken also closes at 8. We literally had like 5 minutes, my friends and I, to one of my friends and I, to go to Radio Kaiken, and I ended up buying a lot of Suisse merch there because they did have a lot of Suisse merch, and this time they also had a lot of Suisse merch. But this Radio Kaiken, we went through all 8 stories this time, and I got a lot of stuff from it. I think Radio Kaiken was where you found that hollow alcohol. Hollow alcohol is pretty fire. I did not get any myself, but it is super cool. Yeah, Radio Kaiken. Okay, we're just gonna keep showing stuff I got. This is another outfit. I forget what collab this was for. I don't know if this was for any specific brand, but her, Iroha, and like 2 other girls were like dripped the fuck out. And I'm so glad I found the whole collection. Partially at Radio Kaiken, partially at Ami, partially at like other stores. But she looks so good in this outfit, man. Where'd it go? There's a badge that comes with this. that I can't find. Awesome. Oh, there it is. Heart-shaped badge of her. Slay. And then there's like this other badge that is super cool. Actually, it's not even a badge. Like, it's just, look, it's just holographic here. Ooh. Oh shit. It's I don't know what this is for, because you can't pin on anything, but it's like woven. It's actually like woven. I'm not sure you can see that. It's so cute though. What else? These are really big. These are really big acrylic stand of Suisei. That I was like, yes, I do need that freakishly large acrylic stand of Hochimachi Suisei. This is one of the cards that you got. I believe this is gacha. You got this by just spending at the Suisei Archive store. All right. Cute. I don't know what the options were, but Colleen. This is one of the few things I got from K-Books. Like I just said, this is like fan merch, probably from like Comiket or just another convention. And it's a Suisei postcard. Just chibi Suiseis. And then on the back, you have Suisei, Towa, and Aqua. Very cute. Very cute. And then this is from the Animate that I got all the manga from. But if you don't know, there is a group, you know, there's just some random groups in Hololive that like play together and like have music video or music together. One of them being Shuriken, which is all of these members: Flare, Polka, Miko, Noel, and Suisei. And I believe, I'm pretty sure, they had like a 3 or 4 part series online of this manga in like, it was like it was voice acted and it was animated. It was super sick. It had English translations too, so like I can understand what was happening. But I'm pretty sure this is the physical version of that manga, which is so cool. I didn't even know they had this, but I saw it and I was like, I need it. I am trying to section things off. Another thing that I don't know why I bought. There's a Hololive book. I don't know what grade this is for, but it's just Hololive girls teaching you about basic subjects in school in Japanese. And one of them is Suisei. And I bought this because I didn't know what it was. And I was like, fuck, like, look, it's just, oops. Oh, what actually fell out of that? What the hell? Oh, here's a little notebook, plain notes that come with it. Yeah, pretty much anything with Suisei's face on it. Well, not everything, because there was a lot of Suisei merch. Because she's so popular now, there's a lot of fan merch, there's a lot of official merch, and because of that, I was able to pick and choose what I wanted, what I didn't want. Title in Japanese just to enjoy this? Well, I know hiragana. I cannot read any kanji. Maybe like 5 kanji. Time to learn JP to read it. Yup. Time to learn JP just to read it. And the Marin. I keep saying Marin. The Sonobistal stuff. Okay. Next, I'm gonna show all the music related Suisei stuff because I bought almost everything I could that exists physically for Suisse in music form. Mainly because I know that like I have no use for these really. Maybe I'll find uses for them in the future. But once again, I just want to have it just for collecting sake. So, okay, I'm about to show you CDs, okay? But I will show you every CD that I have. So I could not find her second album, Spectre, in CD form anywhere. But here is Still Stellar, her first album in CD form. And then no Spectre, can't find Spectre. So that was her second album. Her third album, which came out at the beginning of this year, I think like February or March of this year, Shinsei Mokudoku. This is like, it's in like a bigger box. It's not just in the regular CD case. Very cool. Very cool. This might just be special edition. But she also had a special edition, of course, of Bibbidi-Ba, the song that made her super, super big. And there's a special edition just for the single, plus the instrumental, and then the Blu-ray disc for the music video. Very, very cute though. Very cute. Spectre too popular, I guess? I guess so. I mean, it's a fantastic album, but if you ask me, every album is fantastic. So, you like the No Shading look? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just like a ripped straight from the music video, but it's so cool just to have that. Now, besides Suisse being Suisse, she also has something called Midnight Grand Orchestra, which is like a side project that she has. She's a duo for. It's Suisse, and the composer is Takeru Inu, which I don't want to say what video games because I forget, but he's done a lot of composing for video games. I want to say one of those titles is Final Fantasy, but I don't want to name others because I just gotta be talking out of my ass. But he's goated. Midnight Grand Orchestra is fantastic. It's super like space themed, and the music is different. But I have the first album, which is Overture. And then I have Starpeggio. Right? Oh no, did you buy the headphones? Oh, funny you say that. I already own the headphones. I bought them on release. But the box is fucking sick. And here are the headphones. Yeah, but I didn't get those in Japan. I got them a while ago, whenever they first dropped. So I just showed you Starpeggio and Overture, and I'll explain this. Here's another copy of Starpeggio. Here's another copy of Overture. And here is yet another copy of Overture. These are fantastic albums, but I did not willingly buy multiples of each album on CD. So, here's what happened. There are these other things that I did not, they're called like deluxe edition, like A and B and whatever. I didn't know these existed, but they have cool boxes that I display as well. So here's one of them for Overture. Here's the other one for Overture. And then here's one, I didn't even know this art existed. This is fucking sick for, excuse me, for Starpeggio. And what they came with is they came with, of course, the CD plus a shirt. And actually, right now I'm wearing the Starpeggio shirt. And turn around and show you. And it's fucking sick. I love it. And the other ones are kind of plain. It's just like a regular shirt with like the print on the in like a rectangle in front. But this one's my favorite shirt for sure. Design is fire, dude. I love this box design so much. And the fact that's on the back of the shirt. I love how it's on the back and at the front. And the front is like super just like low key, just like Starpeggio. And then it came with 2 cards, of course, that I just have in the wrapper. Overture. I believe these are 2 separate ones. But yeah, that's why I have a bunch of the same CDs. And I'll find use for these one day. The Deluxe edition for the first album, Still Stellar, came with a vinyl of her first album. And like I said, I couldn't find Spectre in CD form. However, I did find it in vinyl form. So yippee! Very sick. Also, there is a special edition first live for her for Midnight Grand Orchestra that I had to get. Inside here's the box. Let me open it. Super reflective. Of course, you get the vinyl. Of course. I had to get everything because I was like, this is stuff I want eventually, and this is the cheapest. As I'm gonna get it now, and I don't have to pay the import taxes for them. Here's the box. Inside, this is a big sticker. And then it is a photo book of their first Midnight Grand Orchestra live, and it is so clean. See? Yeah. Very, very cool. I didn't even know this existed. But once again, majority of this stuff I found at Animate. Like even all of the vinyls and stuff were at Animate. I did end up finding them at like Tokyo Tower Records before. But yeah, the last thing in the box is of course the DVDs. But their first MGO live. It's so cool. It's so cool. And I'll show it on stream another time, but there's another Starpeggio deluxe edition that has like the little figure of Suisse from the I forget which music video is called, Dancing Through the Night or whatever it's called. I forget the English name, but it has that. It has like some acrylics, I think, as well as a cassette for Starpeggio. I went to the last anime, which I went to was in Osaka, and you know how it works is like they have like in the Suisse section they have like DVDs, and you pull out the box, and it's like you give them the box so that they have the big thing in the back. I saw it, and I'll pull up a picture, the Starpeggio one, and I was like, oh my god, no way I found it in the last city. It's too good to be true. And unfortunately, it was too good to be true because it took them like they tried. It took them like 10 minutes to go look for it. Unfortunately, they were like, we actually don't have it. So I was very sad. However, I ended up buying it the other day because there's only so many listings of it. And the price was not bad. So this is what the box looks like. It's a beautiful box, just the box itself. And the price wasn't bad. I probably will have to pay like the import for it, but I think this was like 16,000 yen. It's around the same price of what I bought this one for, which I think it was free shipping. I think it was $110 plus however much I'm gonna have to pay, but it's not bad. So I'll unbox that because there is other stuff that I have to unbox that I'll do another time. Because speaking of import taxes, while I need to replace the battery. I have another battery. Is it just gonna be okay? There it is. Hold up. I have two batteries for this. Boom, saved. Wow. When is crashing out over a blue woman? Yeah. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, import taxes. While I was out in Japan, I got DHL messages that were like, "Hey, you got 2 packages coming tomorrow," and I was like, "Sweet, right?" And then they hit me with the, "Oh, by the way, you gotta pay import tax for them." So I don't remember exactly how much I spent on both of these things that we will probably open another time, but I'll just show you. These 2 boxes cost me probably a little over $200, and I bought these 6 months ago. It's just over $200, and I had to pay $75 to receive both of these packages. Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Which is, again, a reason why I bought every piece of Suisse merch that I wanted. Because if you've seen how much it costs to pay the import taxes from HoloLive official shop, it's unreasonable. You know, I already told you before that I don't buy acrylic stands because they always cost, because the shipping always costs more than the actual acrylic stand. Well, now there's just no way I'm buying anything, you know? But both of these I super lucked out on, and like whenever I did get them, and I'm excited to open both of them probably next time, whenever that is. Yeah, at that point, the plane trip is import tax. Exactly. So I really just did not hesitate on buying anything that I wanted. So, we're almost done with all this recent merch. Pencil bag. They could literally throw Suisse themed anything and I'll buy. But this is also really cool because this pencil bag has like compartments. And here's like lead that I bought for this mono pencil. which I think is just a really, really common brand in Japan. I think Mono is like their #1 eraser brand or whatever. Unfortunately, you have them too. Yeah, they suck, bro. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll show that last. Here's some of the Comiket stuff I got. Not actually from Comiket, but you know, stuff that you would find at Comiket. But here's a clear folder. In her in her auto outfit. A very kawaii. Let me pull up the artist for what I'm about to show you. Because they're the GOAT. Because I got 2 wall scrolls with them. Last time I was in K-Books in Amiyami. And I think I own every single, if not close to every single Comiket thing they have. Boom. They love Suisei Toa. Suitoa. Suisei Toa. Suisei Toa in bathing suits. Suisei Toa blinged out the book. Suisei Toa. And Suisei Toa in bathing suits once again. And these are very thin books, but inside them, there's more art. I'm telling you right now, besides walking in Japan, my favorite thing to do is to go to the bookstores in Japan. Because, how do I say this? I don't exactly know how they work, but from what I've witnessed, right? So in the States, we have what? Like Barnes and Noble. And then like maybe the closest thing I can compare it to is Half Price Books. Except these are like each Melon Books you go to, which is like a chain, is going to be different and have different stuff because it's just like a bunch of fan work that they get from Comiket and like other conventions. So I found most of what I just showed you at K-Books, at Radio Kaiken, and then I found some of them from like a Melon Books in Kyoto, I believe. Right? So it's just so cool to be able to go to like a Melon Books in a different city, and then me being a Hololive fan, I go to the Hololive section, and I remember the one in Tokyo is very small. The one in Akihabara, they didn't have much Hololive stuff, and then the one in Osaka and Kyoto had a lot of Hololive stuff. Hold on, let me pull them out real quick. So I'll show these off, and then I'll show the rest of the Suisei stuff off, and then I'll tell you the one story that I have at Ami Ami. And if you're wondering, the reason why I went to Radio Kaki in the first place is to go to the Ami Ami, which is a figure store. I went to Ami Ami is a figure store, plus like it just has other merch. But there's one that's like less than 10 minutes, actual Ami Ami store that's like 8 stories or something down the street from Radio Kaiken. I went to that one, but I went to the Ami in Radio Kaiken because that's where they have the Ina shrine, which I'll show photos in a second. But not all of this. This is the non Suisei stuff. But I found Pochigoya art book. I believe her latest one, with Reine on the front, her VTuber daughter. And then here's more Suisei fan work. I've seen this artist before. I don't remember if I follow them or not. Another Suisei fan work. Again, these are little tiny, like slim books. Another Suisei fan book. And that's all the Suisei stuff or Suisei fan work. Also, while I was at the Melon Books in Akihabara, at the front, they had Ayami Mama's, Ayami Sensei's newest, I think, book with mint theme book since that's her, since Ayami's her new mama, and it's so cute. It's so cute. It's so cute. I know, and Path, I think you quite like that blue one. Yeah, maybe just a little bit, just a little bit. Oh, by the way, look, blue woman jump scare. Kiyomo kawaii. Okay. Okay. Another thing that I found, which so this book I'm about to show you, I actually saw it back in 2023, and I think it was brand new because the last time I went was like a week after Comic-Cat, and I saw it too late. I think it was in an anime, and because there was a super long ass line to check out an anime, and I checked out, and then I saw this book in the front, and I was like, dude, I want it so bad, but I couldn't get it. And then I was, like I said, I think it was at the Kyoto Osaka Melon Books, and then I found it again. It is Crony Mama's art book that has Crony as well as other works of Hollow Promise in it. And this cover, bro, goes stupid. I believe her mama also does official work for FGO or just Fate in general, but she looking crazy in this cover. Like this book is sick. Yeah. And the last art book that I can show, because the other ones are hentai. The this was a find though. There's a different store that I went to every city that I could called Mandarake, and from what I could tell, Mandarake is more heavily suited towards like collectible stuff, but you can just find random books, random figures and stuff in the store as well. But a lot of times they just have stuff enclosed, like you have trading cards or like really old like Gundam stuff like that. And they also have a book section, and in the book section it's all labeled through alphabetical order, I believe, for like artist. And I wasn't looking for anyone particular, right? But because they had Mika Bakazo, because everything else is like in hiragana and kanji, they had Mika Bakazo. This is at the very top. I saw it, and there was a single item there that I got because it was the only thing they had there. And it's a book from 2018. And I don't know the lore, so that's Kizuna Ai, and I think her name is Kaguya, which is a VTuber, I believe. An early VTuber who Mika Bakazo was the artist for. I could be making shit up, but I think that's what the lore is. But I was so happy to find this from 2018, and it was like 700 yen, bro. That shit is literally dirt. Like, what the hell? But it is like brand new. I was so happy to find it. Like I said, I just love going into these bookstores because I just find gold, and it's just like a jump scare. I'm like, oh my god. It's just so cool to just sift through all the books. Sometimes they have bins that you just kind of like go through, which is how last time I found Pochi Goya's stuff, which I don't think I can show because I think all of that is NSFW. But yeah. Actually, I think there's one cover of an NSFW thing that I bought I can show because I think the front is safe for work enough. Maybe. Let me look. Just gonna show us on Discord? Yeah. If you're so curious. There's some of the covers I can show that aren't NSFW. They're lewd, but I don't think they're like that bad. You know, this will be lewd-er, okay? So just warning. It's gonna be like bikini stuff. So this artist I follow, again, I was just sifting through randomly and I saw it and I was like, whoa, I recognize that artist. Their name is Amnero. I don't know how to pronounce it, but randomly saw it. I recognized it straight away from their art. I'm just gonna flash this one. It's a bit spicy, but their art style is sick. Big booba. Okay, yeah. The line work they have is stupid crazy. I don't even think I've read this work from them, but it's like a series that they have. But their line work, absolutely insane. Is this safe? I mean, technically doesn't show anything. I've read this. I forget. You know that line work? Yeah, dude, the line work is actually stupid crazy. It's like messy and it's like bold. I don't remember who this is from Blue Archive. There's two of them. This one's more on the safe panel or safe for work. Still like borderline showing everything, but banger Dojinshi part 1 and part 2. I can't show the part 2 one. It's kind of too lewd. And then yeah, this one's fine. Here's a Bochi one. This one goes crazy. You can judge me for reading parody works. I don't know about y'all, but I read parody works. I know none of my friends do. They think it's weird, but I'm like, in my head, it's crazy if you think about canon. Anyways, we're not going to talk about that. And the other ones I can't show. Other ones I can't show. One of them is a Sono Bisque doll one, but the cover's too lewd. And there's a few others, but not that much hentai, you know, just enough. I unironically, by the way, use those as art books. There is, oh my god, I completely forgot. I keep on forgetting this exists. The pixelated Chia NSFW work that I posted before I went to Japan. There, I drew like maybe 4 panels of Chia getting absolutely railed, and I use those art books that I just showed you, plus the other ones that I got from last time I went to Japan. I have a whole bookshelf full of them, by the way. No, not a whole bookshelf, dear God. A row. There's like 40 of them, of like the compilation books that I can't show on stream. Obviously, that is straight up hentai. That you miss Chia, my beloved. Yeah, I promise you, the next time you see her, it's gonna be her getting railed. But I think I have like I just haven't worked on that since like even before I had left to Japan. I didn't work on it for like a week or two, but I think I only have like 1 more page to do. And it's not like a whole phone out blown story. It's just like I wanted to practice paneling and sex positions. So it's just one of those like really short works that's just like her getting railed. Yeah. Okay, now the last of the Suisei stuff. This will tie in with the story that I have for Ami. Now, while in Ami, I was in line and I got out of line because I saw there was more Suisei stuff. One of them being Nanoblock Suisei. This was the last one. I didn't even know this existed, but we're gonna build this next time. You know how I said whenever the Starpeggio thing comes in, whenever I open those HoloLive merch boxes that I got, I think that's the same time we're going to be opening or building Nanoblock Suisei. Super hype. Speaking of hype, another thing I did, you know me, I indulged in a little bit more gacha. And there was a gacha for a keychain, right? And it was 1 out of 10 members. There's 10 possible members. And I grabbed one. I was like, fuck it, I'll buy one, right? Later that night, opened it in front of my friends while we were eating dinner, and I literally audibly gasped whenever I opened it, and it was fucking Suisse. I was so happy. Yeah, super good luck. I could not believe it. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. It's so cute too. It's so cute. Yeah, you should see it. I like visually like went, oh my god. I was like, no fucking way. It's super cute, and I have this on my bag. But I think that is all the Suisse merch. I'm pretty sure. Now talking about Ami Ami, like I said, I have photos of Suisse Ami Ami. Not Suisse. Ina Ami Ami. The Ina Shrine. Sorry with the Middo concert. Know you have them hops? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. When I'm excited about shit, I'm excited about shit, you know? So, this... The Ina Shrine. The Ina Shrine at Ami Ami. Or has all the Ina stuff. That hoodie I have from her first thing of merch. And then inside, I have that little card too of whenever she drew the mascot for Ami Ami. Whenever you had to buy something on the Ami Ami store online, I think in the month of December of last year, and then you would get that card. And then Swag has a hoodie, yeah. Fire hoodie. You have the Shiki board that she like drew on. It's so cute to see it in person. It's so cute. And then you have her signature on the poster, or not poster, her standee. This is a goofy photo. It's probably a goofy photo. I think every photo of me in it is goofy. Here's me. Here's me next to the Ida standee. And by the way, I'm wearing the Suisse sneakers. What a terrible fucking idea to wear Converse, even with switched insoles. What a terrible fucking idea to wear Converse on my most walked day in Tokyo. Because I kid you not, on my way back to the hotel by the evening, my feet were literally swollen from how awful that was, dude. My God. Ina's way too cute. Agreed. Damn nice LV bag. Yeah, it's fake. That bag is Suisse themed. In my room right now. No, it's not. But that one's fake. My parents gone from Vietnam for me. They're the GOAT. But that shit's fire. But well, let me just show it off again. It has all my Suisse pins on it. Okay, not that one. Yeah, look. Look, I'm wearing one of the Suisse shirts. The pixel ones. And then, well, I guess it's a terrible photo to zoom into. You have like the flight tag and the Suisse charms and stuff like that. Yep. How do they know? Exactly. Just get combat boots and get used to them? I don't know, man. Combat boots, a little bit too much for me. You're going back there soon, so you'll bring back more fake stuff? Hell yeah. I'm going there in September, so I will also be perusing. But before we round off Ami Ami and all the merch I just showed you, quick story. So I oftentimes we would split up, my friends and I. So, you know, whenever there's so many people in the Ami Ami store, I just checked out first, right? And I had my backpack, and on, I believe, this index finger at the time, I had my cuticles were acting up. And at the time, it was a bit chilly in Japan, which I loved, by the way, because last time I went to Japan was in August, which apparently is like the hottest month to go. So I didn't actually have to whip out the fan and hand towel that often, probably like less than 5 times during the whole trip because it was so cool. But because of that, my cuticles were acting up. They were really dry. And because I was carrying so much stuff during my Tokyo days, it was like my cuticle kept bleeding. So I'm carrying my stuff and I'm like, uh-oh, my cuticle's bleeding. And then I have my backpack full of stuff because I brought my backpack because I had all this merch that I showed you. Like majority of it I did buy, like maybe half of what I just showed you. I bought in like a day, so I had to stuff everything in my backpack. I went to the corner where the elevator was where the restroom was. I was like, oh, the restroom's there. Let me just walk through the restroom. Walk through the restroom. It's a small restroom, right? It's just sink in front of you, urinal, and then toilet. But toilet is like the stall. But you see, stalls, at least what I saw, majority of the time, if not all the time in Japan, are like cubicles, pretty much. Like you can't see the bottom, but like the top is cut off. So I go in there, I wash my hand, my bleeding finger, and then I go piss, right? And next to me in the stall, I hear noise. So I hear noise, and for a split second, I swear to God, I thought someone was straight jorking it, you know? And I was like, oh, brother. But then I start hearing moaning. And then on top of moaning, I start hearing a little bit of you know. So I'm just minding my own business. I'm pissing, and then I hear some whispering, and then I hear more moaning, and I hear giggling, and yeah, I definitely overheard like a Japanese couple like fucking in the Ami Ami restroom. You know? It's awesome. I should hear you say Suisei was in the next stall. Oh my god. Of all places they tainted the holy Ida Shrine, dude, it was like maybe 20 steps away from the Ida Shrine because it was right there next to the restroom. But yeah, I got out of there pretty fast because I did not want to be in an awkward situation if another person walked in, right? All I'm saying is I'm glad I didn't have to shit, bro. Because if I had to shit, imagine if I had to shit. I like run up and I'm like, I gotta shit, and they're just like fucking in in the stall. Yeah, very memorable trip to Ami Ami in Radio Kaiken. 10 out of 10 would go again. But yeah, I think that's all the Suisei merch. Pretty sure. I'm looking around me. Yeah, so awesome restroom. So that was the main part of Tokyo, right? And like I said, majority of stuff happened in Tokyo. Everything else is pretty much just like, I went here, I went there. So there's not much to talk about after that. But unless something else comes to mind, I'm looking through the photos right now. Okay, we didn't really do much touristy stuff, but let me complain for a second. Um, if you're one of those people that like loves to do the tourist thing in foreign countries, you know, power to you. I I can't recommend doing the touristy stuff in Japan, bro, because there's just a stupid amount of people at these tourist spots that is just so unbelievable, that you just can't even enjoy whatever you're trying to do. And then the thing you're going to is like hella overhyped. Okay, I'm gonna be that guy that's like, don't do the touristy stuff because that shit sucks. It's just so much more fun to, you know, vibe out in each city and like go to local mom and pop shops and just eat good food, walk around the city. Um, like for example, I don't have any photos of this. Whenever we had to pass through Shibuya, we went through, I believe, Shibuya Station, and going out of Shibuya Station, there is like an insane amount of like people coming from outside through Shibuya Station. And I was like, why are there so many people, bro? Why are there so many people? Like, I probably like over 1,000 people just walking out. And when you step foot out of the station I was at, there should be a crossing right in front of you. So, of course, we have to cross it to get to where we need to go, my friends and I. And while you're crossing Shibuya Crossing, like there's just hella people like going like with their phones out, right? Like while they're walking, and then while you're walking, you see the Starbucks on Shibuya Crossing. That, and then the it's like, you know, glass. You just see a whole line of people like with their phones out recording Shibuya Crossing as you're crossing. It was just a disgusting amount of people. Is that Ian on your wallpaper? Yeah, that's Ian on my wallpaper. But Shibuya Crossing, 10 out of 10 would tell you to not go unless you just love tourist spots, bro. Because that's it. It's just a crossing, you know. I mean, Tokyo Tower was kind of neat, though. I was there in November, December, so like no tourists. You see, I think that's cool. Like, if you do want to go to these touristy spots, I highly recommend you to go during the off season, because oh my god, we weren't even there like peak off season or peak season. You know, we were there in mid May, and peak season, of course, would be like March, whenever everyone's there to see the cherry blossoms bloom. My god, there's still a crazy amount of people. My friends like wanted to take a picture with Hachiko, of course, in Shibuya, but there was a line for that, so they didn't wait for that. What else? Again, we didn't do much touristy things. Oh, I wanted to go shopping for some things. I didn't really go. I came back with like the Suisse merch, a few other shirts, and 2 shoes I'm about to show you. But you know, Harajuku, fashion district. We went to Harajuku, and of course, in Harajuku, you have Takashita Street, right? That's like the spot that everyone talks about. I'm telling you right now, that shit is so overrated. This is my second time there, right? My second time there, I was in August. It was in August, and it actually wasn't that many people. This time around, there were so many goddamn people, and I promise you, okay, I promise you, majority of people who go down Takashita Street are not even buying anything. They're walking through Takashita Street just to walk through Takashita Street. And Takashita Street is literally nothing special. There's like a Macca's there. There's a few fashion stores there. And then there's like the touristy food concession stands that have like, you know, the longest potato wrapped around the thing or whatever, right? And then like the candied strawberry, like, and then like that's it, right? You're just shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of people. And we didn't explore, like we didn't look up, my friends and I didn't look up any stores, but all of the stores near Takashita Street we went through a lot, and majority of them was just a bunch of American clothes, right? Which is cool, which is fine, you know, if you're Japanese and then there's like American clothing. But if you're a tourist, if you're an American, there is no point to go to Takashita Street, bro, because everything around there is just as if you walk through any thrift store in America, except it's overpriced because, you know, it's American stuff in Japan. Um, so like I said, I'm sure there's other stuff in like Harajuku, Shinjuku that's outside the skirts of Takashita, like just away from Takashita Street. But boy, I couldn't find anything that I wanted to cop. The one thing I did cop while in Takashita Street was from a goddamn vending machine. I'm back in America, neat. No, dead ass. Like we walked into like multiple 2-story buildings, and it's just like all American clothes, like Levi jeans, American shirts, like literally like shirts like with the American flag on it and stuff. And I'm like, dude, it was like vintage stuff, right? It's like, okay, cool, but I'm in Japan. Don't say Ponzi machine. I didn't find a Ponzi machine, but boom, licorice recoil, overpriced licorice recoil vending machine drinks. The drink itself is just called lemon squash, and then they had a collab and threw licorice recoil artwork on it. Licorice recoil, for those you not know, is just an anime original, and it's one of those shows that's like Yuri, not Yuri, you know what I mean, like suggested. Rate the flavor. It was like in the realm of ginger ale, Sprite, Sierra Mist, but lighter. 8 out of 10. Super refreshing. And I kept the cans. And yeah, 800 yen is a lot. And it was gacha. It was, you know, I dabbled in gacha. What could I say? I'm in Japan. I dabbled in gacha. But first try, 1 out of 8, I got the one I wanted. W. The other one's my friends. I wanted this one though. I just hit while I was in Japan. What can I say? I was just hitting left and right. Speaking of licorice recoil, the only other manga I bought, licorice recoil manga, first volume. I didn't even know this existed. Like I said, this show had no source material. It was an anime original, but I guess they went and made a manga afterwards, which is dope. Yeah, licorice recoil is pretty sick. It's when I didn't know what was expecting when I was walking into the show. Excuse me. I just thought like girls with guns. But it's girls with guns, but it's also super wholesome. Because they also like run a cafe in the show. It's very wholesome. Very, very wholesome. Hit Pachinko next time with that luck? Dude, fuck Pachinko parlors, bro. Them hoes are so loud. It is so loud. We went through just a few. Like they have like the 1 yen Pachinko parlors, and it's so goddamn loud. And it's nah. I'm a gambling man, but I'm not that type of gambling man. You know what I'm saying? Okay. What else? What else I did while I was in Tokyo? I think that was all that's notable. I just complained about the touristy stuff. I'm trying to think. Did I do anything other touristy stuff in Tokyo? Maybe not. Oh, while we were in Ikebukuro, I had the best katsu I've ever had in my life, bro. This, can I rotate it? Yes, this katsu was so good. It was right next to the station, and it's pork katsu, and then under it is egg, and then under that is rice, and then you have miso soup next to it. And this was so yummy because on the outer edges of the katsu were fatty pieces of pork, and then the leaner pieces of pork in the middle. And then they even had like an instruction on like to the right of this that was like, this is how you eat this katsu. And it was like, eat the fatty parts first and then rice and then eat the leaner parts. And yeah, they were right. It was so goddamn good. It was so crispy. Yes, yes, yes. And the miso soup was just phenomenal. I loved it so much. It's obviously the Asian in me, but nothing beats meat and rice. And when it's done that well, it's just so good. Like, you know, Japanese food is just more basic. It's just like the ingredients they use and like the flavors. It's like very basic meals, I feel, you know, like sushi and whatnot, like, you know, katsu curry, but it's just so, so good. It's so different. Can't fix what's not broken. Exactly. Exactly. It's so yummy, boo. It's so yummy. What else? Here's another bowl of ramen I had. I believe this is from Akihabara. Yes, in Akihabara. Random ramen shop. Like I said, majority of these places just roll up yummy food. It's cool if you've never been to Japan. Pretty much every ramen spot I noticed last time and this time, you walk in and then you have either a virtual machine or a physical machine, but you like you put yen into it, like physical yen, and then you click the button, and then on the button it's like, oh, I want the pork ramen, I want the broth to be thick or creamy, you know, I want extra egg or whatever, and you click the button, it spits out a ticket, and then you give the ticket to the cook, and then they make it. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. Every bowl of ramen I had, yummy as hell. And like I said earlier, like the other bowl of ramen I had my first night in Tokyo, I don't think I spent more than 15. I think this is the most expensive bowl of ramen I had, which was 1,500 yen. What an absolute steal, you know? And of course, my friends and I, every time we would eat ramen, would be like, oh my God, this is so yummy. And then we just start complaining. We're like, oh, I can't wait to go back to the States and never get a solid bowl of ramen ever again. So sick. So awesome. What else? What else? Here's a simple curry spot. I think this was also in Tokyo. I forget. But it was in a train station. A lot of stuff is just in train stations. If you've never been to Tokyo, or sorry, in Japan in general, a lot of times the stations will just be like mini malls. They'll have like stores, souvenir shops, they'll have drugstores, they'll have food. And this is a random curry spot that my friends and I rolled up to. And again, it's simple. I believe I got the chicken katsu with curry, rice, and it was phenomenal. There's not a single time where it was like a miss, bro. Like the food in Japan, if you like Japanese food, if you like Asian food, it's just, you can never ever go wrong. It's just so yummy. What else? I have some short videos of stuff. They're not loading the thumbnail, so I'm waiting for that to pop up. Yo, what up, Resnick? Sup. What else did I do? I don't think there's anything in these videos. You could probably hear that. Okay, so what else did I do in Tokyo? So one of the things my friends wanted to do was go to a Chinatown. And Chinatown was a little ways away. It was like an hour and a half from our hotel. But I'm telling you right now, whenever you say like, oh, this place is like from the hotel, everything was like minimum half an hour away. Like Akihabara is half an hour away. Ikiburger was 40 minutes away. Harajuku, Shibuya, those are also half an hour away. But whenever you take everything by train, bro, it goes by so fast. I just love that. I just love that. It just never ever felt like half an hour. It always felt like 10 minutes tops. But I guess I'll just show you some random videos. Here's Chinatown. Just kidding, you can't see it. Here's Chinatown. Here in Chinatown video. Let me open up more as I go. Here's Chinatown. And what do you expect? We had fantastic Chinese food in Chinatown in Japan. And it was a vibe. This is what we wanted. We wanted to just like it. We went at night specifically for these vibes. And it was great. We just chilled, walked around. That's all you can do here. And it's fucking awesome to just walk around. Public transit fast as a New Yorker, that sounds like some BS. Yeah, man. They're crazy with it. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's the vibe. It's gorgeous. Yeah, the vibes, the fucking street signs, the like I don't, you know what I mean? It's just like that vibe. It's like the messiness of it, but like still put together. It was awesome. It was so awesome. Yeah, it was definitely worth the trip that we did for it. What else? What else? What else? Oh, I think this is a video of the food that we had. The Chinese food that we had? Yeah, so we just ate it family style. My friends and I always eat like stuff family style. And it was just like a bunch of soup, some chicken, some rice and beef. And I think we had jasmine tea as well. And this was easily that was my favorite thing. It was beef, like wet beef with the sauce, really light sauce. Yeah, it was so yummy, bro. It was so yummy. You got dip? Crazy luck this time. Yeah, I did get crazy good luck. And thank you for stopping by, Genji. Have a good night, dude. Because I'll be real, I don't have much to talk about left. Just some small stuff here and there. You got the meat of everything, and I showed most of the merch. All of the merch already? Shoes. I gotta show the shoes. Much love, baby girl. Much love. Peace. What else? What else can I say? Okay, probably the only other touristy thing we did was our transition from Tokyo to Hiroshima. Now, whenever we went to Hiroshima, it's just a Shinkansen, right? I believe it's like a 3.5 hour long Shinkansen. I forget the exact amount of time. But before we went to Hiroshima, we went to a ryokan outside of Tokyo, where you could see a fantastic view of Mount Fuji. Now, it was the last place, it was the same ryokan we went to last time, because the top of it at this ryokan, which by the way is like a more traditional style Japanese hotel, where you have a big room and everyone just sleeps on futons, right? The sliding doors and everything. On the top of it is an outside onsen, and I am an onsen enjoyer, right? Onsen being you pretty much, line up, they have like baths, and then you bathe yourself, and then you dip into really hot water. And then this specific onsen has like, the inside onsen that's super hot, and then the outside And then they have like a cooling pool where it's cold, where you like dip to reset. And then they have a sauna, and then they have a really small sort of part of the onsen that's also super super hot. So we went there again. It was fantastic. Obviously, I can't show any pictures of the onsen, but yeah, 10 out of 10 I recommend. It's not for everyone, but if you're comfortable getting naked with the boys and just enjoy a fantastic mountain view, we did not get to actually see, while in the hotel, we did not get to see Mount Fuji from afar because it was cloudy. However, the trip from Tokyo to this ryokan, we did go to a city, the foot of the city, which I will show you next to the fifth station of Mount Fuji, right? Hell yes, sauna, let's go. Yeah, unfortunately, we experienced the entirety of the onsen except for the sauna because we got there so late. The sauna closes at like 3 or something. We got there in the evening because we spent the majority of the day at the place I'm about to show you. Here's a city. Small city. Beautiful, beautiful view of Mount Fuji. It legitimately just looks like it's fake because it was such a clear day that day. It looks so damn good though. Where is I show pictures? We went up to fifth station, which was about an hour-long bus ride, and here's me. Beautiful view of Mount Fuji. Beautiful, beautiful view of Mount Fuji. Definitely worth the hour trip ride up there. And then this is not of Mount Fuji, but this is just the mountains around us being so high up there. Oh my god, it me. Yeppers. Just so cool, dude. Nature's awesome. That's the same video. Sorry, you see we started getting a little cloudy, but it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Look, there's me again. There's me porting at Mount Fuji. Yeah. It was sick. Here's me eating a banbao next to Mount Fuji. Yep. W spot. W spot. Just went up there to chill, taking the view, went back down. What else? Here's me posing with the baddie at the station with my stupid ass smirk. Banbao's yeah. Yeah, he's me posing with the baddie. Here's another photo with me with the baddie. Yeah. This is a train that we needed to take in order to go to the pagoda, which I actually did not go to because you had to hike up. I was not in the mood to do that. So it was already quite a trip to get there because we had to take the train and then you had to hike up the pagoda to get like the pagoda image that everyone sees. I swear they use it for like every tourist thing for Japan. My friends got fantastic photos of it. But while they were up there, my friend and I stayed behind, and there were some just like there was a food truck that we got some bomb ass squid and karage from, as well as these sus covered strawberries that were the best strawberries I've ever had in my life. No, that does not come. It's condensed milk, but it was so yummy. It was so yummy. I think that might have been it. Yeah. For for that. Trying to see what else. This was breakfast. This was breakfast at the Ryokan, which was also fantastic. You just grabbed whatever you wanted, and Japanese breakfast is heavy, bro. It's good, but it's heavy. It's like the miso soup, the rice, all the fish. It's so yummy, but it's so filling, bro. Not a condensed milk enjoyer. Condensed milk is fire. Condensed milk is fire. That's all Vietnamese coffee is. And it's a banger. It's a lot of food. It's a lot of food. So yummy though. So yummy. That was probably all about it. Maybe for the Mount Fuji time. Oh, the closest thing I got to a picture of the onsen, I snapped a quick photo. I went to get locker number 22. Anyways. Okay, so like I said, the rest of this I kind of just gloss over, but went to Hiroshima. Now, the thing about Hiroshima, or the thing about all cities in Japan, is that they feel so different from each other. Okay, so Tokyo, a lot of trains, very convenient and very crowded. Hiroshima, no trains. My biggest gripe about Hiroshima is no trains, because they had buses. Sure, they had buses. You got around via buses. However, every time we went on a bus, every time I went on a bus, undoubtedly the bus would get full. And the way these buses are, I really wish they were just a train cart with bus wheels, but they weren't, because they actually had seats. It was elevated. It was like they had steps to go up, and it just sucked because, of course, people have to go in the back. Everyone wants to stay in the middle because you have to walk out of the bus, pay at the front, and you would eventually sometimes have to go to the back of the bus, and then if your stop came up, you had to push through everyone. So then now there's just like everyone is cramped in this bus, and they have to make room for people to squeeze through the middle. It was just so bad. And because each bus took so many stops, every time you would go on Google Maps and be like, I want to go to this location, it would say by bus it would take 40 minutes. By walking, it would take like 42 minutes. So it's like, why would I take a bus if I could just walk there? So I tried to walk everywhere in Hiroshima. It actually bit me in the ass, because the one thing that we did do in Hiroshima that my friends wanted to do was there was this perfume exhibit. Perfume being the girl group, the 3-girl group. Right, I believe it's like electro music that they make. I've heard their music before, but like I didn't know more than like 2 songs. And even though I'm not a perfume fan, it was actually super cool to just go to this exhibit because it was a costume exhibit, right? And I think it was over 100+ costumes that they had over, like, I believe it's been over a decade or around there that they've been together. So we walked to the perfume exhibit from our hotel, and it would have been fine. However, it was raining that day. It was raining that day, and I had a raincoat. We all had raincoats. My friend went to go buy an umbrella at the Konbini, and it was fine. It wasn't like pouring, but it was raining. It was more than just drizzling. And that bit me in the ass later, because I was wearing Ultra Boost, Adidas Ultra Boost, and I had like the woven ones. So it just felt like I had wet socks the whole time. And we were out the whole day. Spoilers, I ended up getting sick later. Once we left Hiroshima, I got sick. But here's some photos from the perfume exhibit. Like I said, I don't dislike their music, but I just, I wasn't super aware of their existence. But it was super cool to just see the exhibit and see all the costumes. I think the coolest part is that while I was looking at all the costumes, I noticed that even though each costume is thematically the same, no costume was like identical. It's always like a different per girl, because each girl has like their own like they show their personality like through their outfits, which I thought was super cool. It's super cute. So yeah, I didn't take too many photos, but I took the ones that I liked. No, I just showed that one. It was cool. It took a minute to get through because it was a lot. So obviously I didn't take a photo of every perfume outfit, but it was sick. It was sick. And it's not popping up anymore. Boop. Very cool. Very cool. Can't believe they made an Exhibit Kiar song. Have I heard Perfume? Pretty sure I have. I don't remember how it goes though. What else did I do? Okay, also, think about Hiroshima. They love bikes. Maybe that's just how the city is. Maybe like no one rides buses, bro. Because there were so many people riding bikes, and oh my god, what happened to my arm? Is that scratch? Is that a rash? What the hell? I want to say that's a scratch or some sort. Doesn't feel itchy. I don't know how I got that. What the hell? Well, it doesn't hurt either. Anyways, Hiroshima, so many bike racks, so many people just biking. I saw so many people just biking with their kid in a basket on the back of their bike. It was the cutest goddamn thing ever. And a lot of people were just out and about, and the sidewalks twice as large as Tokyo. So a lot of people just biking freely. Another thing that you must try if you ever go to Hiroshima, their signature food, okonomiyaki. And you have to get it in Hiroshima. Okonomiyaki is so yummy and it's so simple. It's just noodles, a lot of cabbage, and meats and stuff. In this case, it was a seafood one. My friends and I went to a random spot that was family owned, that was on the second story of a random building because the original one that we wanted to go to was packed. We're so glad we went to this one though, because it was so goddamn good. The portion size was huge, and it was ran, you could tell by like a grandma and like her grandson and like the grandpa. It was such a chill vibe. And he's a terrible photo that I picked at the place. It's super tiny, like most restaurants. But the okonomiyaki, bro. Okonomiyaki is one of those foods that my friend and I, ever since we went to our first trip in Japan, we would always just see each other. We always see each other and just be like, damn, I wish we had some okonomiyaki. And we finally got some good ass okonomiyaki. And I refuse to eat okonomiyaki anywhere else. There is an okonomiyaki spot that opened in the K-Town near where I live. My friends told me it was mid. It was right before we went to Japan. And it's like, I'm not eating okonomiyaki, there's just no way. I would rather wait another like 2 or 3 years whenever I go back to Japan again for whatever reason. Okonomi is so good. Well, at least whenever I don't order one with spinach in it. Spinach! I like spinach. That does sound like a weird thing to put in okonomiyaki though. But yeah, That shit is fire. I'm telling you, you go to Hiroshima, you better eat okonomiyaki because it is so unforgettable. What else? I think that does wrap up Hiroshima. And the other cities, even less things to do, bro. Less things that were on our list to do, you know. But both Kyoto and Osaka, I completely forgot because I went to Kyoto and Osaka back the first time we did, but Kyoto and Osaka are super close to each other. It goes Kyoto and then a 1 hour regular train, not the Shinkansen, but a regular train, and about an hour, and then you're in Osaka. And honestly, vibes alone, fantastic. Kyoto is you can go to the War Museum in Hiroshima. We went the first time. We went in 2023, and we went to a bunch of museums and shrines the first time that we just did not want to go to any museums the second time. But yeah, I'm not a museum guy, but it was cool to go at least once, you know. Would not go twice. Would not go twice to any museum, I would say. But after Hiroshima, went to Kyoto, which is also a Shinkansen ride. I believe it took like, I think it was less than 2 hours. I forget. It wasn't that bad. What is this? This is an NSFW, right? Oh, no, it's not. Okay. I like opened the video and I was like, just NSFW? Oh, I wasn't even sharing the screen. Bless up. Kyoto is the place with Nishiki Market. And Nishiki Market was cool, right? I got engraved chopsticks at Nishiki Market with my name, my parents' names, and why is that video upside down? What the hell? Here's Nishiki Market. Just kidding. That's the upside down video. Here's Nishiki Market. It's just a market you go down and, you know, there's food vendors and there's like other stuff. It's very touristy though. It's very touristy, but I did end up getting stuff. We ate good food there, my friend and I. We had, what did I have? I ate eel there. I ate an eel, eel and salmon bowl. Wait, you're not a horse? RRL. Unfortunately, Karimu, I am not. Unfortunately, I am not. But Nishiki Market was cool. There was just a lot of people and a hell of a lot of tourists. Also, what video? What? I need to open this. What is this? Oh no, this is the restaurant that we went to. This is the restaurant we went to. Super chill, super chill, super good food. Do I have footage of the food? I think I do. Unagi salmon miso soup and rice. So simple, yet so effective. It's so yummy. Also, not sure if I should say this. If you are like me, if you're a horny fuck, Kyoto, hands down, has the best adult shop there has to exist in Japan. And I obviously cannot show anything that I bought. Actually, no, I can show one thing. Wait, be right back. I can show one thing. A Tenga t-shirt. This is the front. You the Tenga with the palm tree. Be free, feel more. Tenga sunrise, sunset, whatever. Yeah, fire. And then that's all I can show you from the Kyoto store. Yeah, questionable things I bought. Did you get the Keisan Tenga figurine? I couldn't find that. I couldn't find that. I couldn't find the Transformer Tenga. I could just find actual Tenga. By the way, I don't know why Japan is like this. So, you know, if you know the store Don Quixote, which is like the store, it's like, you know, you go to the big cities, Don Quixote is like 6 stories. It's literally one of those stores that has everything in it. And it has the little mascot, and then no matter where you go, you hear the jingle, which goes like don 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 donkey Don Quixote, and then you just hear that on loop forever. It's a goated store though, but it's usually so crowded. And this, you see this blue penguin? Don Quixote. Fire. When I mean everything, they have everything. First story is always like groceries, snacks. Second story, you have like random merch. I got like all of my niece's souvenirs from here because there was like Sanrio stuff everywhere. And then you have clothes, suitcases, and then at the very top, you have like secondhand authentic like luxury goods. So they'll have like rollies and like Gucci and LV and shit. It's like, what the hell? And then you have like adult sections, right? So you have like, you know, all the owner holes and stuff, but then those are always closed off by like a curtain to signify, hey, this is adult stuff. But for some reason, Tenga is always outside of it. You know, I don't know what it is about it, but you know, they'll have like legit Tengas, but they're out in the open. They're never behind the curtains. Makes no sense to me. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Tenga is just, they're just like that. They can get away with just being out in the open. The Tenga's always like right next to like the shoes and shit. The shoes and like the belts and accessories and stuff. Very odd how it was they're just out there. What else do I got? What you take is tissue holders. Man, a lot of Tenga, dude. Tenga for all ages. Yeah, I guess so. You know, I have Tenga socks. Wait, maybe I can find them real quick. I got Tenga socks. Boom, fire Tenga socks. I haven't worn them yet. I also got them in black. They're black and red. Is that it from what city was I? I was in Hiroshima, Kyoto. Okay, I was talking about Kyoto. I think this was also in Kyoto. Boom. Random sushi spot. No, I think this was in Osaka. I forget. Kyoto, Osaka, like I said, they're so next to each other. Kind of mixed up in my head. But yeah, I think this is just I forget what I ordered. It's miso, unagi rolls, as well as tuna question mark. Looks like. Super good. And super affordable. Dude, they're just so yummy, bro. So yummy. I love sushi, by the way. Asian food is my favorite food, especially like simple Asian food, which is why maybe I just love Japanese food so much because it's simple. Rice, meat, rice, fish. It's just like the quality of the ingredients is unmatched. What else? I'm trying to open these photos, see what else. Like I said, it's just gonna be we really talk about the chunk of everything that I did. we are starting to wrap up here. Rice is goated. Rice is goated. I was saying earlier how just rice with meat is just so unmatched, bro. Oh, while I was at, besides the adult shop and Nishiki Market, that was pretty much all that we did in Kyoto. Now, Osaka, I went to the Ami Ami, which is where I got the last of my Suisei stuff that I showed you earlier. And here, take a picture with the crew. Maku and the crew. Yeah. As I said before, I did get sick by the time I left Hiroshima. So in Kyoto, I was the most sick I was. And luckily, I had cold and sinus to carry me. I almost had a day. I was in only Kyoto for 2 days, Osaka for the last 4 days. We were in Japan. And I almost had a day where I didn't go out at all because that's how bad I felt. But I was like, dude, I do not want to be held back by this sickness and like not go out at all and stay in the hotel room. So I popped cold and sinus and I felt so good. That's the day I think I went to go to Nishiki Market to like buy souvenirs and stuff. Because like my cousin was asking for matcha, so I like went around. And I knew I was on a timer though. You know how that stuff hits hard. But after like 3.5 hours, I like started having cold sweats again, had to go back, and it was pretty bad. I slept pretty early, but it wasn't like terrible. It definitely could have been worse. I just came down with like, a cold and whatnot, but definitely could have been worse. Oh yeah. And then sorry, going back to Tenga. Boom. I found in a glass case the I forget how heavy it is, like a 5-pound tank. That's 50,000 yen, by the way. That's like $300. Um, yeah, this was in a Don Quixote, and again, it wasn't even behind the curtain. Oh, finally one for you. Yep. Make gains while straight jorking it. That shit was fire. Unfortunately, I did not buy that. But what else? Workout gear. Yep. They know their branding. Man. What else? Oh, the two things I can show you are I did ended up getting 2 shoes at Nishiki Market because there was this little stall that was like an outdoor stall for ABC Mart. And as far as I could tell, ABC Mart was everywhere and they sold shoes, like all different types of brands. In the States, or at least here in Texas, we have like Foot Locker, Champs, Finish Line, and a bunch of other just like shoe stores. As far as I could tell, they only had ABC Marts. So this was like an outside little ABC Mart thing at the corner of Nishiki Market. And I bought these sandals. Both of these pairs of shoes I'm about to show you, I only copped them because I saw so many Japanese people rocking them and they were making these toes look good. So here are sandals. These are actually so comfortable. You can see they have like a bubble on the back. Way more comfortable than I thought they were going to be. Wear them with socks, without socks. They look pretty neat on feet. They're kind of like an upgrade from just regular slides. So whenever I've been going out, whether just for a quick errand or whatnot, to the grocery store, I slip these on and they are super comfortable. And then I bought a pair of New Balances because that was probably the number one brand that you see people wear in Japan is New Balances. So I've never owned a pair of New Balances, but I ended up getting a pair of 996s, and I can confidently say they're one of the most comfortable shoes that I've worn. My go-to shoe has been a pair of gray knitted Ultra Boost from whenever they first came out, and those are comfortable. but I've owned them for 10 plus years, or I think this is the 10th or 11th year I've owned them, and they look dirty as hell. They're so comfortable. The boost at the bottom on one of them is like split, but it still works functionally well. I ran in them like today. So, but they just look really, really dirty. So I needed another pair of gray shoes, and the New Balances, dude, New Balances, they look sick. I played Pump It Up in these as well, and they held up well. Even though I believe they're just this is not their lifestyle line. It's just the oh, sorry, it is the lifestyle line. It's not like the actual running line. Other than that, I considered buying a pair of Onitsuka Tigers, which, if you know, it's like the Japanese shoe brand that everyone talks about. It's just like a it's like part of the Asics brand, but it's like separate, and they're popular because they are the like Kill Bill shoe, you know. And some of my friends got a pair of Onitsuka Tigers, and they're dope. I don't know if they're comfortable. They probably are, but they were a bit pricier. They were cheaper, obviously, there than if you were to get them, because there was an actual Onitsuka Tiger store in Osaka. But I refrained from getting a pair because I already bought those two pairs. Plus, those two pairs of shoes I showed you, less than $150. Kind of insane. Kind of insane because tax free. Tax free, and it was just cheaper in general because yen. But yeah, those two pairs for less than $150 is crazy. And what else? What else can I talk about? I've been yapping for a minute. What are we at? The 3-hour mark? To put in perspective, I'm pretty sure I almost took 2 hours talking about Tokyo itself, which I knew was going to happen. That just makes sense because the majority of things I did were in Tokyo. I think I've exhausted just about everything. Let's see. What else we got here? That might be it. I showed majority of the food, the shoes, the merch. I have pictures on my merch. Oh, I can't show this picture actually because it has the adult stuff that I have not censored yet. That might be it. I'm looking at all my photos right now. That might be it. Because there weren't that many stories outside of Tokyo. Yeah, I think that's everything that's notable. I'm going to look around again for the merch. I think. Yeah. 3 hours? Not bad. I suspected that. Oh, I did not want to go over 3 hours. So we're just over 3 hours. And cool. All right. So for those of you who were not here at the beginning, what I'm gonna do next time, probably something that's something that's not gonna be drawing related, is I'm going to build this nano block suisse that I got, as well as unbox these 2 boxes of merch I got half a year ago. That's HoloLive related. That I do want to open because I do want to decorate my bookshelves with these 2 things of merch. And because it's been so long, I actually forgot. Like, I know who this is merch for, but I forgot like what the actual merch inside is. So that'll be fun to open, and that will be soon. What's today, Monday? That'll be soon. I don't know, maybe in like a day or 2. But probably that would just be hand cam because I have to build this, the nano blocks we say. Plus that, don't have to build anything. I just unbox it, and then I have the Starpeggio thing that I don't know when it's coming. Probably in like a week or 2. I'll just do that another time. Maybe won't even stream that. Trying to think. think that is all for today. Yeah, we already went through all the books. We went through all my Marn figures. Oh, I think there's like 2 other figures I forgot to show that I can show real quick. 99, yeah, I'm about to go to bed. Well, I'm like a bit tired. I did nap earlier. Real quick. Um, Keep the figure. Very cute Keita figure. My favorite character from Bochi the Rock. And a Rurudo bunny girl figure of Hatsune Miku. Rurudo being Toa from Hololive, her illustrator mama. One of my favorite artists. Yeah, damn. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful figure. And yeah, now I think that's it. So oh my gosh, the man that myth, the legend of Where's the Maid outfit? Not today. Not today. What's that in the background? You talk about this? Or you talk about this? Looks, that's the best part of the background. So you missed everything, even the maid after you wore the big. Yeah, sorry, dude. You're just gonna have to watch the VOD and just see where I actually wore the maid outfit in the middle. So you're gonna have to just, watch from the beginning to figure out whenever I put the maid outfit on. Hey, you mind starting the stream over from scratch? Yeah, for sure. You know, I'm in my room. I'm getting shit ready. I'm getting the merch. At least you have something to watch while you work out. I do not know how you watch streams. Actually, I lied. I have watched streams as well while I worked out. Yeah, you missed the majority of the yapping. I'm actually just wrapping up. And I showed all my merch. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you came at just like the very, very, very last minute. Because I'm looking around still. Yeah, I think I talked about everything. Very nice. Yep. So, workout, showing the workout tool. Okay. Yeah. Before I dip, you should cop this. You should cop this, bro. This will help you in your workout journey. The Tenga workout gear. 50,000 yen for, I'm pretty sure it's only like 5 pounds. Which made it heavier. It's like 5 or 8 pounds, something like that. Good. Put your Tenga in there. Boom. Good ass workout. Anyways, yeah, that will be about it for today. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to me yap. Once again, the first part of the stream is whenever I just start yapping and start showing off all the merch. And that's pretty much my entire Japan trip in a nutshell. And yeah, next time you see me, sometime this week, probably gonna be drawing. And then sometime after that, we will be building nano blocks, we say, and unboxing the mystery merch. If you know the timeline, whatever I bought from 6 months ago, you'll know what it is. But I got the special, I lucked out on both of those, and it's like the special editions for the Hololive merch. So yep. Take care, homie. Don't forget to lock in before the end of June. Yes, I have to lock in because I have to draw something before end of June. Yep. Gotta do that. But Whether I'll be drawing that on stream, maybe, maybe not. I will be drawing on stream in general, though. I don't know. I think sometime this week, I do want to do the whole idea of, hey, I'm going to redraw some of my old art. And we'll do that next time. When is that? Don't know. Maybe a day or two. No horses. No promises. For who? I don't know. How long do I have till that? 2 weeks. Almost exactly 2 weeks. I've had tighter deadlines. I have an idea. I'll just say that. I have an idea. Like I said, I probably won't do it on stream. Maybe I will. But I have an idea. Not sure if you're going to draw anything, Karimu, but good luck if you are. 2 weeks? 2 weeks is not bad. 2 weeks is plenty of time. 2 weeks perfect for horses. Dude. Got Locket 2 MS Paint calls to me. Dude, drawing stream. Hopefully, whenever I draw, maybe you can draw along with me too. If you're not at work. But it seems that you're always at work whenever I do stream. But yeah. Drawing stream next time. Like I said, sometime this week. Tomorrow? Maybe the day after tomorrow. Anyways, yeah, that's about it for me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening to me yap. And I will be drawing next time. Because I did not draw this time at all. I just yapped. See if you can fit something in between comms. Good luck, dude. Good luck on comms, and good luck on if you do manage to squeeze something out. All right, that'll be it. I still don't have an intro, so we're going to, I just still don't have an outro screen, so we're going to the intro screen. Bye.